everybody, and welcome to our annual DyeMansion press conference. My name is Pia, and I'm leading the global marketing and communication team. To be honest, this year's setting is slightly different than expected. We are in the studio of our partner Siemens, and you are watching in front of your laptops or smartphones all over the globe. Of course, this cannot replace the Formnext feeling we all know, but I think it's a really great alternative. So thanks to the whole Siemens team for your support, and let's make the best out of it. Our setting here leads us perfectly to the highlight topic of today, digitalization. This topic has not only entered our private lives, it's also elementary when it comes to the factory of the future. And that's exactly what it will all about in this session now. So what can you expect for the next 30 minutes from us? First, our management team will present you some general company updates and innovations. And then I will be back on stage for a live Q&A session. So feel free to ask any questions in the Slido chat below. And let's get this started now. I welcome on stage our first speaker, Felix, co-founder and CEO of DyeMansion.
Thank you, Pia, and also a warm welcome from my side. Before Philipp and Kai will give you an update on our current innovations, I would like to start with a general company update. And of course, 2020 was about COVID-19. The beginning of the pandemic was very hard for us. We started our Series B fundraising in the first week of March, and in the first 6 weeks we received not a single order for machines. But luckily we could rely on our customer base, on our team at DyeMansion, on our existing investors, and on our strong sales partners around the world who really helped us to come back very strong so that we will end the year with record sales. And of course, this is also why we all are working in the 3D printing industry. I don't think that 3D printing was a direct winner of the crisis, but because I think that today's supply chains are not the way how we will produce parts and products in the future, 3D printing will be a technology that will be accelerated by this pandemic mid to long term. So let me highlight 3 general milestones that we have reached this year as a company. Despite COVID, we have managed to open our US branch in Austin, Texas. All our machines are up and running and are ready for visits, benchmarks, trainings, and we will also offer an on-demand service for our technology where we will help customers to ramp up their production. So to all our US customers, we are very happy about every visit on site. Then we were able to close our Series B in July with 12 million euro with a new growth investor and all our existing investors, which makes us very happy and proud. We will use the funding for further growth and innovation on the R&D and on the product side. On the R&D side, especially for the adoption of all processes to the increasing variety of materials that are coming to the market right now, and of course for the certification of our processes in all industries. One example that I would like to highlight here is that we are launching a beta program for our vapor fuse process for polypropylene next year. On the product side, Philipp will give you some more details in a minute. And since we are actively working on the factory of the future with different partners, our product roadmap in the next years will have a clear focus on industrialization and digitalization. We are often asked the question whether we don't want to develop cheaper entry solutions, but we think that the future of 3D printing is volume production. And that's why we are strongly focusing on high-end production systems. And we will launch some very exciting things in the next months. Another important topic is that we started to build up a team of application consultants that help our customers to ramp up their series production of specific applications. Then another great milestone, as one of the first companies, we have been selected by the European Union for the Green Deal this summer to accelerate the transformation towards sustainable manufacturing technologies. The specific reason is the market start of our PowerFuse S. Since it's the first solution with a truly green solvent, the PowerFuse S fits perfectly to global climate goals. Using a green solvent means the enablement of climate neutrality, a circular economy, and a toxic-free production environment with zero pollution. So to sum it up, we have been selected because we accelerate the development of 3D printing with the PowerFuse, and the machine itself fulfills all criteria for a sustainable manufacturing method. That's it already from my side. I would like to say thank you again to all our customers and partners for your trust in DyeMansion. And now I hand over to Philipp, who will give you an update on our current developments. I hope that we will see us again in Frankfurt next year.
All right, thank you, Felix, for the quick company update. I'm Philipp, Felix's co-founder and CTO here at DyeMansion, so leading the technical teams here and making sure that all of you are equipped with the best post-processing technology to really support and enable your visions in additive manufacturing. Also from my side, a big thank you to all our customers who supported us in this uncertain year and who keep supporting us in the coming years. So since in the beginning of 2020, you can probably all relate to this, everyone in this world had to become more digital, not only in their private life, but especially in their daily work. And digitalization, no matter where you look, is more present than ever, also when it comes to manufacturing. So today I want to show you the key steps towards a fully digital production and what we do at DyeMansion to drive real customer value through digitalization. It's a big topic, and in order to make this digitalization a success, one key element is to partner with specialized industry leaders. So we have decided to join forces in a strategic partnership with Siemens, and you all know this company. Siemens really is the industrial leader in automation systems and definitely one of the companies spearheading the digital manufacturing revolution. All right, Industry 4.0. You have all probably seen slides like that. A lot of buzzwords are going around and it's not so easy to find out what this is really about and how to make use of it. So let me bring some light into the, let's say, this complicated jungle of Industry 4.0 and show you where we are today and what is our vision. Let's start with why digitalization in the manufacturing context is so important. When it comes to industrial serial production, one of the key elements is overall equipment effectiveness. So what does it mean in an ideal world? A production system would be 100% available, so meaning no downtime. It runs on 100% performance, meaning on the maximum speed and output, and it only produces 100% good parts within a specified quality. And when you combine this with 100% traceability on every single part through the complete process chain, you have quite an ideal production setup. But we all know that this is just a dream and that we will probably never get there, but there are ways to get closer to it. And digitalization is one of the key instruments. And we have looked at it under the aspect of what really drives the highest customer value and identified 3 pillars of digitalization which will be implemented in DyeMansion machines or are already implemented. Remote access, digital shop floor integration, and monitoring and data analysis. First, let me give you a broad overview on the technology behind it and how we implemented it in the PowerFuse S. All right, so let's start with remote access. So it's basically the answer to how we can ensure system uptime and service availability. So the technology behind it is you give remote access to the machine using a secure and certified VPN connection to ensure fast root cause analysis and problem solving. Second, the digital shop floor integration. While remote access ensures uptime, integration increases utilization and makes sure that traceability is given for quality assurance along the complete process chain. And here we used standardized communication protocols like OPC UA, which is already used in many manufacturing environments. And via the protocol, we connect our workflow to MES and ERP systems, as well as enable machine-to-machine communication. Now getting to the third pillar, monitoring and data analysis, which is for sure the most complex one. And while we now have high uptime and high utilization, monitoring and data analysis is key to increase system performance and ensure that the most efficient process is run. And here we use industrial IoT messaging protocols like MQTT to collect data from the PLC and deliver it to the cloud. And that way we can intelligently use aggregated data from the complete installed base of machines to increase performance as well as predict maintenance needs. To show you how this is done in reality, let's have a look at our vapor polishing system, the PowerFuse S. It was launched last year at Formnext to selected pilot customers as the first green solution in this field, and which has reached serial state now. And it does not only enable new applications through surface smoothing with completely sealed surfaces, but also does it lead the way for industrial post-processing in terms of automation. You can see it with the automated loading and unloading, as well as digitalization. So let me show you what we did here to make this a real production system. So, remote access. No matter where the machine is located in the world, our team of service experts can get access to the machine and can make sure that any occurring problems are solved in a fast manner. Integration. The PowerFuse S runs an OPC UA server, which is used to deliver relevant data to MES and ERP systems. And this is especially important when it comes to production planning and ensuring traceability. Because in the very early process of planning a part for production, or even in the design phase, you can define the right finish. Then you can make sure that the PowerFuse S is ready and will run the corresponding process once the part is there. And then that any quality relevant data is stored back to the customer's IT systems. And last but not least, monitoring and data analysis. The system already stores relevant data in log files and does basic analysis on the PLC. But now we have also developed a monitoring dashboard, which can be accessed from any browser. So you can monitor real-time system status as well as any data from all the sensors. And this is really the basis to enable forwarding data into the cloud in the future and making use of industrial IoT clouds like the Siemens MindSphere. I hope you got an insight on what is technically possible and what the key elements in digitalization are. But this was more or less just some theory, so let's now show you how this is realized in one of the most visionary projects out there, Polyline. So what is the goal here? The goal is to set up a fully integrated and automated production at BMW together with more than 10 specialized industry-leading experts in certain areas that are needed. And with the automated part flow digitally connected from design to finish and also meeting all the requirements of an end-to-end industrial production, we will show that additive manufacturing is ready for serial production and will attract companies that have not thought too deeply about AM yet. I hope this brought some light into Industry 4.0 and what digitalization is all about in reality and also will be about in the future. Now it's time to hand over to Kai, our Chief Customer Officer, who will give you an update on the market and the relevance of strong and long-term trusting partnerships.
Welcome to all participants from around the world. Thank you for joining our press conference at Formnext Connect 2020. My name is Kai Virt. I'm Chief Customer Officer with DyeMansion. First of all, I will give you some insight about our recent market development in 2020, followed by some insights about our new strategic partnership with Siemens, a leader in machine and factory automation. So let's take a look at some market numbers now. Despite Corona and COVID-19 in 2020, we are on track to accomplish a 25% year-over-year growth rate compared to 2019. Already today, we could collect orders of 150 systems in 2020. Although all these systems have not been installed or shipped yet, we can count already an installed base of more than 500 systems. These 500 systems are installed in 38 countries around the world. All right, so let's take a look at our partner landscape. In June 2020, we have launched the largest partner platform for industrial post-processing for 3D printing. In total, today we can count 54 partners. Alone in 2020, we could welcome 23 new partners to this platform. To appreciate both both groups of partners, let me first speak about our reseller partners. So in total, we have 20 resellers in our platform, and it grew by 11 only in 2020. These resellers are educated, certified to consult our partners who want to set up physically their own 3D printing manufacturing chains in-house. Another very important customer group is our production partners. Here as well, we could welcome 12 new production partners all over the world. The production partners are service providers, contract manufacturers who are equipped with DyeMansion print-to-product workflows. They serve our customers who want to source 3D printed parts with DyeMansion level of quality finish. So let's speak about another customer group, the customers that we call large enterprise customers. So what you see here are some of our large enterprise customers, for example, BMW. BMW recently launched their technical manufacturing center in Munich for 3D printing. Another partner is Daimler. With Daimler we supported to accomplish and realize a digital warehouse for spare parts. Another customer is Jabil. Jabil is one of the largest contract manufacturers around the world. They serve customers from all industry with the highest level of part quality you can imagine. What do all these customers, including our production partners, have in common? All of them want to set up fully automated and digitized AM manufacturing process chains to be integrated in their MES and ERP systems. In order to support these customers, we jumped into a new partnership with our strategic partner Siemens. What you see here is an illustration of a fully automated and digitized factory of the future. Some of you may have participated in our announcement together with Siemens yesterday, where in parallel Siemens has launched their virtual reference factory, and we have demonstrated how a complete additive manufacturing process chain for midsole manufacturing for footwear, from design over print to finish, can already be implemented today. See the shoe, the nice sneaker that we have demonstrated to build yesterday. Last but not least, and further, I want to announce that next to the virtual reference factory, we intend to install this complete additive manufacturing process chain at the physical Experience Technology Center at Siemens. And this is only the beginning of our partnership. I look forward and want to invite you to visit us in this Experience Center, to conduct workshops with us, find solutions, and realize your complete automated and integrated additive manufacturing process chain. Thank you very much. I will hand over back now to Pia.
Thank you, Kai, and of course, thank you all for watching. We will now do a quick live Q&A session and try to answer all your questions from the chat. Of course, our management team and I are there for your individual interviews via the Formnext platform, Zoom, or telephone. Just reach out to us. So here we are again for the second part of our virtual press conference. Glad that so many of you are still here. Now the next 10 minutes are the fun and interactive part. It's all about your questions now. But before we start, let's do a quick technical check and see if all the other speakers are here as well with me. So Felix, Philipp, and Kai, can you say hi to the audience, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Awesome. Okay, I think this works. So we have some questions in the pipeline, and of course we try to answer all of them. Let's start with the first one. It's, can I already send parts to Austin for on-demand processing? Who wants to answer this one?
I can answer it.
Yeah, then please
Okay.
go ahead, Kai.
So unfortunately, due to COVID, so let's be very clear here, we have a few days, some challenges. So very openly, I think it will take, let's say, around 2 more weeks to be a little bit safe. Some challenges, but in 2 weeks we are ready to serve you directly from Austin as well.
Okay, perfect. So this one is done. Let's start with the next one. What are you doing in sustainability besides from the Green Deal? Felix, I think this one goes to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, so maybe to give you an idea what we are doing here at DyeMansion internally. So one example is that we founded a sustainability board, which is a bunch of people that track 3 different things. First thing is internal processes and behaviors. Second is GHG emissions and compensations for that. And third is product lifecycle impact. And so basically, we try to implement sustainability in each discussion that we have. And sometimes, to be honest, that makes it a lot more complicated, but I think it's definitely worth it. And what we've learned so far is that you already can have a big impact without spending more money. And sometimes it's even the opposite. So we already had the case that we saved a lot of money by becoming way more sustainable as a company. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we are still far away from being a climate neutral company, but in the meantime, at least I think we have the right mindset, and I only can encourage everyone to also start with it. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, sooner or later, you have to do it anyway.
Okay, thank you for that. And let's start with the next question, which is very similar. Can you elaborate on the Green Deal? What exactly are you going to do?
So basically, the EU supports us with funding on our mission to bring a clean vapor polishing solution to the market. So it's a kind of a project-related funding for the market start of our PowerFuse S. So as an example, with the 1.5 million euro funding, we can spend more money on certifications. We can hire more people to develop new processes. As an example, like our new solution for vapor polishing of polypropylene, where we will launch our beta phase in the first quarter of next year. And another example is that we can also accelerate the application development for our PowerFuse, because there are many different applications out there with different needs in different industries. And so, and also many materials, right? And so we also, we always have to adapt our process in kind of, for different materials and applications. And so the Green Deal funding really supports us, to accelerate the whole market start of our PowerFuse.
Perfect. The next one goes to Philipp. So how does your technical roadmap look like? Huge question.
And Jasper, greetings to you for the great greetings here. So in general, we are completely focusing on plastics. So we will not go into any metal post processing, and especially on processes that create value on the part. And on the process side, we are looking at specific industries and applications really, and trying to meet the requirements and that they have in terms of certifications. For example, biocompatibility certifications with the cytotoxicity and skin irritation, and also targeting food and beverage applications. So we have shown last year with the PowerFuse that we have the certification for the food and beverage industry in the EU. We're working on the FDA one as well, and also on the dyeing. And on the material side, we try to be very close to the market and have a look at what new materials are coming to the market. So Felix had already providing a smoothing solution for the polypropylene. And this was it on the process side. On the machine side, industrialization of all the processes that we have in terms of integration and automation. So basically what we've shown with the power fuse, the vision is to have a completely integrated and automated workflow. And yeah, when we talk a lot about this industrialization, it's also quite important to find a good balance between automation and industrialization, because currently, for sure, many of our customers are service providers and SMEs that do not require all the features that the enterprise customers have. So we have to find the balance.
Yeah, and please, you can also be a bit more open, right? So we will launch some very cool new stuff in the next months. I'm always the guy who is willing to tell this to the world. Philip wants to wait until we have everything ready, but I can promise that we have some very cool stuff that we will launch in the next months on the product side. So yeah,
that's the CEO CTO relationship. Yeah.
right.
Okay, yeah, and also from my side, hello to you as well, Jasper. Thanks for your comment. We are glad that you're watching. The next one is, can I buy every machine from every of your sales partners? Kai, this one is clearly for you.
Yes, thank you very much. It's very easy to answer. Yes, obviously, this is our strategy, and this is what we have partners for. They help us in local languages and local cultures to consult the customers. And yes, every reseller is able to sell all the machines. And most of you are aware that DyeMansion is very much about the workflow. This is the feedback we get from the market and from customers. So it wouldn't be it would not make too much sense if partners could only sell single technologies. I think this is one of the most values we can and we want to provide. And obviously, our resellers and partners can sell every machine. So always the complete workflow that you may need for your application.
Thank you, Kai. The next one is, when the experience center will be installed. Who wants to answer this one?
Okay,
Depends on which experience center, right?
Yeah, I hand over to my friend Carsten Heuser from Siemens. So obviously, we agreed that we want to do this. So we have to speak about maybe some terms and conditions if they have enough space. Okay, now this is something we will organize now. With the feedback we got around our partnership is so fantastic, and the requests to visit us there. And as I said, so the experience center. The idea of it is really conduct workshops together with customers, see and inspire what's possible. On the other hand, what is the next sensible step to meet the customer requirements, to help him on the journey to the fully automated and integrated additive manufacturing process chain. I think we will start really realizing it beginning of the year. If Carsten is listening, send me a text message and I will correct this if you think we should do different.
Okay, great. The next one is more technical again. Are you also looking into post-processing for FDM and or SLA DLP?
I'm very interested in what Philip will answer to this. So I would give it to Philip.
All right. In general, for sure, we come from the powder bed fusion. So we initially developed technologies for that, but especially with the vapor polishing. So the process that runs on the power fuse S. We do have a lot of FDM applications as well, especially coming from companies manufacturing Ultam. So we do have a lot of requests there. So on the FDM side, the vapor polishing makes a lot of sense. And SLA and DLP, I mean, they have a good surface and they don't need any depowdering. But we have shown in some projects that we are able to dye those, and we also have developed some processes for the carbon materials, which we have not released publicly to the customers, but which we have run for some customers internally. If you have any FDM and SLA applications that need to be served, for sure contact us, and then we will have a look at it.
Nothing to add from my side.
Okay.
Oh no! I see Jasper's question.
I love that one. You have to clearly answer it, but yeah, let's do it in the right order. So we already a bit over time, but I would say we will answer the last 5 questions that came in. So first one is from Nigel here. Is there any plans to extend the digital connection to the PowerShot range and coloring system?
All right, I will take the question. So on the power shots, they are technically not able to be connected at the moment. But as Felix said, keep your eyes open in 2021. The DM60, we have actually tested and implemented an OPC UA server here internally. So in general, this is something that we can implement in your production as well, and we keep getting requests for the DM60 to be integrated, and in general, this is possible. So also here, Nigel, just send me a mail, and then I will connect you to our digital team here that will try to get it working on your DM60, but it in general should not be a problem.
Okay, and I think we have a similar question coming from Robert. This is why I put it up there. Servus, when or will there be updates available in the future to monitor DM60 and PowerShot processes in a dashboard or via protocol in an ERP or MES as well? So this is probably a very similar question. Philipp, do you have something to add, or is it same answer here?
No, it's basically the same answer. But in general, again, we will develop our workflow in the direction that we showed with the PowerFuse S already. But yeah, nothing to add there at the moment. And the DM60 and the PowerFuse S are already fully integratable.
Okay, great. Then greetings to Robert as well. Anonymous is asking, which is the most important use case or type of final parts your customers process today?
Yeah, but that's a not so easy to answer question. I mean, of course, we have a lot of applications that we are working on, especially with bigger OEMs. But of course, our biggest installed base is at all the service providers. And honestly, in many cases, we don't know what they are doing. But I mean, when I look just from a gut feeling, I would say we have many things going on in the automotive industry. We have many things going on in the customer, on the customer and consumer side. So eyewear, footwear, jewelry, and also toys. And yeah, on the medical side, there are a lot of things going on with orthesis and prothesis. And then we have, of course, the aerospace applications and different industry applications. So it's hard to say that there is this one big application, but I think there is a nice mix, and it's also, I think, a good sign that there are so many different applications in the industries, and we definitely see a lot of them growing. Yeah, maybe I should not say more that I know. So maybe Philipp and Kai would like to add something.
I think you have done a fantastic job, Felix. It's very difficult, and as Felix said, it is. I mean, the most important customer group in terms of volume today for us are our production partners, service providers, and contract manufacturers, and their business today in additive is high mix, low volume, and its flexibility. And what Felix just said, I would fully confirm. If I would have to take a decision, I would say largest part in total is automotive parts. Even if it is very few visible applications today, the numbers are, for our young industry that is still striving for really high volume compared to conventional industry, there are a few applications in the automotive industry that make a huge volume. For our industry, the second largest part, if you look for a very specific application, I think is eyewear. Maybe the application that helped DyeMansion to grow and be accepted, and our, let's say, proof to be able to have automated and reproducible finishing processes. If you really look at the specific application and would just look at the eyewear as one application in the total numbers. That's what I think.
Great, and Jasper thinks the same. He also texted, eyewear is kind of big. So yeah, we totally agree with you here. So now coming back to his mean question about our web shop, Felix, this one goes to you. What is the deal with the DyeMansion web shop? Is it due to update that it will be taken down, or is it a strategic decision to go old school? Whew.
Thank you
Felix,
for that great
Felix,
question, Jasper.
Felix, use the
Pardon?
term deal and find a solution with Jasper.
Yeah, so we know that we have to work on this, and unfortunately, the bigger our company gets, the more complicated the project is right now. But I promise here in front of all people that when we will meet next year at Formnext, we will have a superior web shop with super great user experience. So of course, our strategy is not being old school, but since we switched our ERP system and stuff like that, it's just a project that it's very complex, but I promise next year we will have a new web shop.
Okay, I'm sure Jasper wrote this down and will bring it up next year in the next press conference. Thanks for that, Felix. And the last question is coming from Michael Patch, Editor-in-Chief of 3D printing industry. Hi all, thoughts about the utility of the term Industry 4.0 as a description of a productive reality, or whether currently it's more of a marketing term?
Yep. So, but
That's
before
not
Philip
really.
can answer to that, I would say, as you can see with the questions that we are getting, so it's really becoming a reality right now. Customers are really pushing us to come up with solutions, because now everything is about the factory of the future, scaling production, and there you definitely need all of this. So it's not only marketing anymore, but Philip can give you a more detailed answer.
Yeah. So in general, when you look at the complete Industry 4.0 topic, what I mean, we have spoken to a lot of customers and also the providers of the MES systems, and you already gain a big productivity by just using, for example, system status. So if you plan the production and you know if the machine is on or off, and if you get the time that is still needed for the process in a centralized system. So this is already very getting very productive, even though it's not like the huge data analytics, etc. And we definitely see that more and more customers are requesting it. And I also spoke about the polyline project with BMW. So once the big enterprise customers are setting up their productions, and this is definitely a necessity.
I agree. If I'm allowed to, I would add another perspective. So, I mean, we are all striving for transformation of the manufacturing industry, and especially the potentials of additive can really make a big change here. So it's a hen and egg question. Okay, so what's first? The big application that pays for all these technical developments that you need for integration and automation, or is it the industry that invests in order to prove it's possible? So what we see in customer discussions today is, in the last 30 years in this industry, it was all about getting a reproducible part quality, mainly mechanical properties in a reproducible way. So I think, there is always room for improvement, but today, if an industry, a company sees that they can benefit from 3D printing, they have tested and they know it's possible. So who starts now to make it affordable and who enables our customers to manufacture at a price that will pay off? So you can look at everybody. The printer guys are under pressure like.
Bye-bye, Kai.
Okay, I also can't hear him anymore. That's
Not a question
it's
if
kind
it
of
is
frozen. Oh,
marketing.
he's back.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay.
We can hear you. I don't know about the audience.
The printer guys are under pressure. That was the famous last words.
Okay, everybody in the industry is under pressure to reduce cost per part. So it's not a question if it is marketing or reality. I would turn it around. If we as an industry don't tackle the topic of automation, high volume manufacturing in 3D printing will not become a reality. And we as DyeMansion are fully committed to do so. And we know that all our partners in the industry, printer manufacturers, we spoke about Siemens and customers, very many are committed to make this a reality. I'm 100% sure.
Perfect. Thank you, Kai, and no worries, Jasper. We take customer feedback quite seriously here at DyeMansion, so everything is fine. And yeah, I think our time is over now. Thank you so much for watching and all your questions. And if your question wasn't answered, feel free to reach out to us afterwards. Yeah, and I hope to see you all soon in person. So bye-bye from my side. And yeah, probably the other speakers want to say some closing words as well.
I wasn't prepared for that, but actually, thanks for watching and the trust in us. And yeah, hope to see you all again very soon, also in person. That would be great.
So yeah, then I would take. All right. So if I'm still online, I would say big thank you to all our customers for the business during the difficult times. Some of them I hope we meet in our virtual party tonight, right, Pia? And even more, I'm looking forward to meeting you next year in person at Formnext. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so actually our virtual party is tomorrow, but it's fine. So if you didn't sign up already, do it. You probably all saw the registration link on LinkedIn or got it via email. We're hosting it tomorrow starting at 6. But now it's really time to say goodbye. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.